Your performances have been like epic, right? And they've just been getting more and more epic. I've not had the pleasure of seeing you guys live myself. From through the screen, the experience that I've had. And I want to know what goes into creating that performance. Now we already know that you guys booked out, a venue to do a dry run before you went on tour.
Yeah, that was way
that was a
back
way
in the day.
way back, right? So I kind of gathered that there is a lot of thought going into the performance side of things. But if you could tell us just how much and what the scale of that is like, before going on scale. What are the things you guys are going over? And
What I can do is give you numbers, right?
Oh, yes,
in terms
absolutely.
of how many hours we put into this. So if we have a tour coming up and we have a new set list, we rehearse for 2 months straight, 6 hours every day.
No
and
excuses.
sometimes we have Sundays off. Sometimes someone has another gig, because
Right, yeah.
Sarthak and Vishesh and sometimes Roshan, they still have their own commercial projects to
Right,
do.
yeah.
But that's our ritual,
Yeah, nice.
And, for the first 2 weeks of those 2 months, we nail the songs without moving. And after that, it's all about, playing flawlessly and moving flawlessly at the same
Wow.
time. Because it's one thing to sit down and play your guitar, it's another to stand up and play your guitar. It's another thing entirely to fucking move around and,
Wow.
do these weird circles and, just
Spin.
dodging everyone else and playing at the same time. These are
Wow,
3
man.
different levels. So, and I'm just talking about guitars.
Yeah.
So, it's different for dhol, it's different for vocalists, it's different, I mean, not too different for the bass, but
Yeah.
you get my point.
I get what
Yeah.
you're saying. So a lot of the action that we're seeing on stage, even that is worked on. Is it choreographed as well to a small degree? Would you say?
To a degree,
Yeah?
I'd say what happens is, what we do choreograph, if you can call it choreography, is know that we cannot be moving out of sync. We can't have one guy going like this and one guy, doing this. We can't have that.
Wow. Yeah.
We decide that, okay, this is the tempo.
Yeah.
This is how the drums are going. And this is how we're supposed to
This
move
is
generally.
the energy we feel. in
The
this.
way we interchange our positions and everything, that's not decided upon.
Yeah,
But what
right.
happens is when you play so many shows,
Yeah.
if you did one thing the last show and you suddenly remember right before that part is coming that, oh, I did this cool thing in the
Yeah.
last show. And you
People
look at
liked
your bandmate who was a part of that thing. And, you kind of understand that
Yeah,
we're going to do the same thing. Oh, yeah, we're going to do it. All right, let's do it.
And then it just
Yeah.
naturally goes
Yeah,
into.
so that's how,
So nice.
for example, on this tour, right before, Tadka starts, the first riff starts.
Yeah.
What I did was I had some water in my mouth, which I threw up in the air. Okay, and then someone put a story of it. Okay, and it looked really cool.
Yeah.
So what happened the next day? Okay, when I did it, I saw Sarthak also did it with me.
Oh,
okay. And then I spoke to Roshan. I said, listen, 2 people doing it is not symmetry. We need 3. Okay, so he started doing it too. So it's these weird things that, we just kind of do and, it just becomes a part of the thing. It's just part of the routine.
It's like a living, breathing thing. The performance itself kind of evolves. And
Yeah, it keeps evolving into other things. I don't know whether it gets better or worse, but it just keeps changing. It's about maintaining the same kind of energy on that particular part. If it's a slow headbang, it has to be a half-time headbang. If it's a part where we go completely wild, we all have to go wild. It can't
That's
be
so
like,
cool.
one guy's just standing like this and
Yeah.
everyone else is not.
It's the art of moving while you're playing. I think Victor Wooten
Yeah.
also loves to dance, and the bass guy.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
also, he's always, his advice is like, you got to keep moving.
Gotta keep moving.
I think when you guys do that in sync, it's just you're creating that expression and that vibration, that frequency
Yes.
for people to kind of absorb, and that's
Yes, because
yeah.
we are all entertainers.
yeah.
You can't think too highly of yourself and believe that I'm above this.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do this. That's not cool. People are here for my music. No, people are there to get entertained, dude.
Yeah.
You gotta put up a show. You gotta feel your music. If you made the music that you like, you don't have to put
Yes.
effort towards it.
Yeah.
So give your 100% and people will come back the next time and call their friends.
Yeah.
So that's a good.